ask for 10 of them. I don't follow trends, I swing the pendulum. If the bag good, I'm gonna give her some. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Never lied in my rhymes, you can go ask Jennifer. That's my mom's name. I create and find change. My mind frame ensures that forever I'll reign. Yeah.
Tonight, on EA Sports, it's Super Bowl Sunday.
The stage is finally set, and here we go. Super Bowl 57 is underway. Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Now Burrow. And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a third down gain of 4. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense holds firm here on the opening drive of the night. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Purdy with it on 3rd and long. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And he's going to use his legs here. And a loose football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And this is one of the dangers of letting your quarterback run the football. But now look, he goes through ball security drills just like a running back does. But most of the time, the quarterback swings the ball away from his body. And in traffic, sometimes they forget to protect it.
A good gain on first. Has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. Here's Burrow. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. And now they will throw it with Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Purdy from the gun on 3rd down.
Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field.
Still on his feet.
Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that.
And the 49ers are on the board first here in this Super Bowl.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Throwing on 2nd and 8.
Burrow.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Javon Kinlaw
able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it, eluding the pressure right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Burrow on his toes that time as they get the first down.
Now it's Mixon running right.
We'll get this up to about the 44.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, is going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
And the ball is knocked out, and the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see which team can adjust because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball so far.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Play action. It's Burrow. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And the 49ers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. 1 quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57. 7-0 is our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And they're going to get this up to midfield. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught by Jennings. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. Purdy to throw it on first down. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Touchdown, 49ers. 45 yards for Christian McCaffrey. And the Niners continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Gold with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bengals drive about to get going. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 8 yards to go on second down. Burrow on play action. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust?
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take a blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And second down. Purdy's throw complete here to Ayuk. Touchdown! Brandon Ayuk, 26 yards. And the Niners are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Burrow going for it on 4th.
He's going to go up top again. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Niners take over in terrific field position.
They go play action here. Purdy. Got a man. That's Ayuk.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown.
Brandon Ayuk.
His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the 49ers are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl.
Gold with the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure, back on their offense to pick themselves up and negate the touchdown that was just given up.
So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. Burrow looking to pass. Flush to his right. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
I know nowadays they give a lot of guys different things when they get to the sidelines after creating a big play, but just throw a cape on this guy because he single-handedly ended multiple drives. Interception earlier, sack on 3rd down. Really? Should have a better game plan and start around to contain him because he's affecting this game in so many ways.
Boy, a curious decision to go for it doesn't pan out, and that will force a turnover on downs.
On 1st down, Purdy.
That's Samuel, caught left side. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
3 yards remain for 2nd down.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Purdy. That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco.
A great play there. 28 yards.
And the Niners are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now.
Fields it right around the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Burrow will throw. Again, that's Hurst. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. Good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. And some room to roam now. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 22 yards there, a first down. They'll look to throw again. They'll roll him out right. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the Niners are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And some space here. And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Purdy looking to throw on first down here. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And he comes back with one complete. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through, and that will do it for this first half. One of the greatest performances of the year usually, but not here. Halftime of the Super Bowl is skipped, and we are on to the second half. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 108 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Bengals grab it. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
That's the tight end, Hurst, with it. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can...
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the 49ers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Well, we've seen quarterbacks get away with throwing the ball on the run, no doubt. But this, Charles, I think you'd agree, not the best of throws.
And listen, you're not always going to have a clean pocket to step up with the proper mechanics and deliver the football. I mean, that's a given. But you also have to understand your limits and know what you can get away with and what you can't when you're trying to make a throw like that.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Burrow, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Defensively by now, you know his ability. You know he has it in him to take off and run.
Yeah, because they knew coming into this game, but we've already seen examples in this contest that he can run the football.
I think they're going to examine different ways to rush him now. Are they going to do it with different lanes? Are they going to use a spy? But they have to come up with options because right now, he's hurting them.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
But now this offense comes back out onto the field. Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go option to the short side. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Shotgun now with Purdy.
Man open, that's Ray McCloud.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Purdy's throw taken in by Samuel. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
A handoff left, McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Purdy looking to throw.
And this is going to be incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 37. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He'll look to throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. Room here to run. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he didn't create any magic against the front that was prepared for him to try and take off.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow. Touchdown, Bengals.
It's T. Higgins with a touchdown pass from Joe Burrow. And the Bengals are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, number 1 on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the 3rd. That right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25. Here's 2nd and a yard. Just 1 more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here at Super Bowl 57 from Glendale.
We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Now Burrow loses the football.
And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. There he goes left side. The 40. The 20. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. Gold to add the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll set up to throw. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now, Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey on the give. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. 3rd down, here's McCaffrey. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. The kick by Gold is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive 1st and 10. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Another try after the 1st down sack. Burrow, open man is Higgins. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Nick Bosa in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Throwing here, Purdy. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. Thought they were going to force a fourth down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. He'll decide to keep this once more. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. To try again after the sack. Burrow. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And he's got Hurst, his tight end. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they find a way to convert on 4th and 10. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here on target to Hurst. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Burrow. This pass complete to Higgins. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Burrow on 3rd down. He completes it to Boyd. And he is going to have a Bengals first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Here's Burrow. And this one is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, it's Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards, the final tally. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game.
Now, fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
And the San Francisco 49ers will hoist the Lombardi Trophy as Super Bowl champions. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the work